Welcome back. The Fashion Forum Group, in partnership with the Department of Sports, Arts and Culture, aims to celebrate and honor innovators and creatives in the business of fashion with the launch of the Fashion Industry Awards South Africa. This is about recognizing business excellence that has helped shape the South African fashion landscape. The nominees brunch is happening this afternoon, and to share more on what can be expected, we are joined by Lindiwe Ndebele-Koka, who is a member of the Fashion Forum Group. Ma'am Lindiwe, very good morning to you. Thank you so much for joining us. Welcome to Morning Live.
Good morning, Simpio, and good morning to your viewers.
It's great to have you join us this morning, ma'am. Now, first of all, tell us a bit more about the awards and the inspiration behind it.
Well, the awards are the first of its kind. I'm sure you're aware of that. It was a brainchild of Alina Missouri, together with her business partner, Simpio Majola, and Anna Marie Klassen. And I joined in as part of the group as the chairman. But it was initiated last year, and it was inaugurated last year, 2021 in February. And the fashion group really is going to be the hub that works together with the Fashion Industry Awards of South Africa. As the Fashion Awards will be recognizing excellence, it will be celebrating the past, motivating the present, and igniting the future, which is the driving tagline for the awards. But the Fashion Forum aspect is going to drive skills development, is going to drive entrepreneurial skills. And this is really meant to bring together the whole ecosystem in the fashion industry, the whole value chain, your textile, CMT, manufacturing, pattern making, fashion journalists, the whole ecosystem. And the catalyst is going to be fashion. And it's really starting to come together. And we've been really overwhelmed with the nominations since we opened for nomination. And I don't know whether this is good news or bad news, but we've been overwhelmed with the nominations and decided to give a little bit of time so that the event is not going to happen today. It is going to be a digital event, thanks to COVID. But it's not going to happen today. We've given it another week. So the nominations will be extended until the 3rd of March. And they will close on Thursday, 3rd of March at 12. Then the process, of verifying. We have a company that's verifying and auditing the system called PhoneWorks.
Okay.
Going to verify.
So the big day is next Saturday, right?
Yeah, we're extending, and we're hoping, to have people from Western Cape to Northern West, to Limpopo, to Mpumalanga, for everybody to really take this opportunity and vote for their best category.
Sure, the awards aim to promote and, celebrate excellence, as it were. But why do you see the need of putting these awards together?
Yeah, South African fashion is huge, and it's making strides internationally. Yeah. But we first have to recognize ourselves first.
Okay.
And I'm sure you're aware that we have two biggest platforms, which is SA Fashion Week and the Africa Fashion International. Those are the main two biggest platforms in the fashion industry in South Africa. The awards are going to bring together all those platforms, are going to bring together all the stakeholders, the journalists, the designers, the CMTs, all those that are even behind the scenes to be recognized. And really create a consolidated, coherent industry where people work together. And even though there's competition, but working together to create an industry that can be presented to the world is very important. And I think fashion and film, in fact, our cultural industries can do that quite well. So it's going to be one of those initiatives that are big, one of the big in the calendar of creative industries. It is the first of its kind. We're hoping to get the support, the sponsorship, and every year it will be, an event worth waiting for, to celebrate our past, to motivate the present, and to ignite the future, and really recognize excellence. We have 18 categories. I mean, that should tell you, brand of the year, designer of the year, Lifetime Achiever Award, emerging talent, and my favorite is heritage and cultural designer achiever.
Okay, and I understand that you have workshops as well in place to, empower and grow the brand. Take us through those workshops.
So the event, FIASA Fashion Industry Awards South Africa, is an event that will happen once a year. And then the fashion group will then sustain the program through webinars and discussions. And so the process will open for nominees, and then we'll run the webinars, the workshops. We've just had one called Real and Raw Conversations. So those conversations will then sustain, the industry, where there's conversations between the stakeholders, but there's also going to be master classes, skills workshop, and create a hub, a fashion industry hub that will continue throughout the year until the process of the nominees, take place and the awards take place. So that's the kind of various threads that, we would like to put together and have an industry that is workable, that is forever stimulating each other within the industry and within the value chain of fashion. Fashion is just a catalyst, but there's more to fashion.
Ma'am Lindiwe, I would imagine, so many artists and fashion designers out there would want to know if this is open to clothing designers or jewelry designers, because that is fashion as well. And in the same breath, they would want to know perhaps the criteria, the selection criteria of picking up the ultimate winners in the different categories. Are you looking for entrepreneurial mettle, or are you looking for creativity?
Yes. So I mean, we have 18 categories, but that's a lot to start with. But as we go on, of course, we will look into jewelry. Design is part of fashion. Accessories, are part of fashion. But the main criteria is creativity, innovative thinking, and consumer value. Those are the three main criteria. But over and above that, every category has got its own criteria. If you're an emerging talent, for instance, the additional criteria would be you ought to have been in the industry at least 2 to 3 years. You ought to have done certain things. If you're a brand of the year, you ought to have been in the industry at least for 5 years, employing so many people. So the criteria is there. If people should go to www.fashionforum.co.za, and they can see all the criteria and the categories and the criteria that goes with the particular category.
And I suppose that's the same website that they can use to nominate.
Yes, and we also have social media handles, Facebook, and then Instagram, fashion.forum.co.za.
Okay, so Lindiwe, what kind of change are you hoping that these awards will bring to the fashion industry in South Africa?
We're hoping that the industry will be an industry that works together within the value chain.
Yes.
We're hoping, and that's very difficult to get within the creative industries, because everybody wants to do their own thing, which everybody can, because they've got their own edge as their own talent. Makosa is different from David Tlale. David Tlale is different but the industry, it's important that the industry works together in terms of shared services, market access, so that the young ones know where to go to, the emerging talent know where to go to. And there's a hub within the industry that breaks those barriers for those that want to come into the industry. And we recognize that not only the front people who are the designers are most important. Your pattern maker is the most important behind. Your CMT, printing, textile, seamstress, the stylist, every aspect of the fashion and the design is important. And of course, the relationship between higher learning and education and the industry and those that are operating in the industry. So we're hoping that this initiative will bring all those stakeholders together.
Okay.
The two fashion weeks that we have in the country, also have that value. One being developmental, and one being, a market access focus.
Okay.
So that there's no competition.
All right. Unfortunately, we're out of time, Lindiwe, but just a reminder, the date has been moved to next week, Saturday, isn't it? Just share with us the times and how we should log in and be a part of this event.
So firstly, for nomination, people should SMS to 34060 to nominate, and they should have gone to the website so that they can be able to check their categories and the criteria. And then we will announce the time. It will possibly be the 15th of March, but we'll announce digitally.
All the best in these inaugural awards, Lindiwe. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Well, that was Lindiwe Ndebele-Koka, who is a member of the Fashion Forum Group, and she's been speaking to us about the Fashion Industry Awards, which will finally represent the fashion industry in its entirety. All right.